Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC here. All right, CNHL China Hobby Line reached out to me and they sent me the Horten HO229 for review. And so this comes with a box basically the same size as this. And I mean, here it is right here. It says Horten on the side of it. You just slide it out of that box, and this is what you got. Now, this is from the Aviation RC, aviationrc.com, or yeah, .com. Never flown anything by them before. Never flown a wing like this before. So let's see what it says. World's first mass-produced RC HO229. This is the Horten HO229. Beautifully molded in lightweight EPS foam, not EPO foam, but EPS foam. It's a little denser, more detailed foam, but also can be a little brittle. At least it used to be. They may have improved it. Twin 35mm brushless EDFs with the option for differential thrust. I will not be doing differential thrust. Designed for a 4 to 6 channel micro receiver. I'll be using an AR630. High stability in flight. It says gyro not required, but as small as this is, and the wind that I deal with, and down here, I'll be using one. 3 or 4S capable out of the box. Removable and steerable semi-scale landing gear. So let's see if this is like a UMX type thing, or if it's more of a full-blown plane-like thing. But I like this carrying case. This is like a, okay. Oh, cool. Look at that. All right. So yeah, the whole thing is like in it's all assembled here. Now let me get a little knife here. They also sent me a battery, or it comes with a battery, and a China Hobby Line battery. Take this piece of foam here out. You might want to keep this case. This would be a nice thing to keep this in. I think that's the intention here. Hoping there's some instructions. May not need instructions. It looks pretty simple. All right, let's see what kind of battery I've got here to go with it. All right. I don't know if this is what comes with it or this is what goes with it. This is a 4S. Got 120C. This is their new Lightning brand of high voltage pack batteries. And this one has a 800 and I can't read. I'm blind. Anyways, that's the battery. High voltage pack. Okay, 875 mAh battery. So a little 4S battery. I may have some more 4S battery, but XT30 connector, so be aware of that. All right, now you got a little bag of goodies in here. Looks like your wheels and your connections, all that good stuff. Let me take this foam out and see if there's instructions. No, there's no instructions underneath. Maybe underneath the plane. Nope. Okay, I guess it's going to be simple to hook up. This thing's beautiful, though. Oh, man, talk about the detail. Look at the detail of this thing. That is so very cool. That is neat. Drop the box. Okay, the servo hook on top here. Little tab here. All right. And got your 2 dual ESCs that hook up to your XT60. And I'm wondering where on earth, I'm going to assume that probably the battery is going to slide towards the rear, probably somewhere in there. I'm hoping that CG is somehow marked. Well, I guess not. I'll have to look online to try to figure out where CG is. All right. All right, well, let's get it together, and we'll be right back. Okay, and all that is just a little tab there. Got a little tab, tongue and groove. All right, pretty simple stuff. Should be anyways. Let me get the battery charged, get her together, and we'll be right back. Well, hey, we're back. All right, well, we got it all together, and a little Horten together, and I've got her all bound up. Got the 4S battery that they sent with me, sent to me with it installed. Now there is no room at all. You have one place to put the battery, and that's it. And in the back, and then you get that, and that just fits down in there. And in the back, an AR630 is like custom made to go back there. Just fits in there perfect. Okay, now I put the landing gear on. You'll need a oh, never mind, we're good. You'll need two 1.5 millimeter hex drive screw to attach here. But it's very simple how you put this in. You put this plate in here, the wheel just drops in there, you put these two screws in the back and for the Phillips head, and they give you extra screws, and then you just hook up your little linkage adapter, your little linkage here with a servo with a 1.5 meter hex drive to tighten that grub screw down, and that gives you the steering. Now these back plates, you glue them in and then just pop your gear in with the flaring side out. This fan, or this fin here, you have a choice of a clear one that, I don't know if it's plastic or what, but I can't get the film off of it. I was going to go with a clear, but instead I just went with the solid green that they give you. And CG is 80 to 90 millimeters back of that little indentation right there. And with the included battery in there, it still wants to be slightly tail heavy. And so if I put so actually it's CG and it's a little bit behind that, and it seems to be okay there. There's no room for any more weight or anything. So now if you want to remove the gear, you just slide both them gear back out of the little areas they pop in, take them two screws, undo that grub screw, take them two screws out, pull the gear out, and then put your little arm here away somewhere, and then you've got a clean bottom. More than likely, unfortunately, it looks like when I glued it in, I got glue up in the mechanism, so I may have a hard time getting the gear off, but we'll make it work. It's got tons of power. Tons of power. Okay, so it should fly pretty quick on that 4S. Like I've got, this is maximum throws. Just to let you know, I'm only going to do one rate on this. 100% throws, 40% expo on the ailerons and the elevator, and it's Elevon A, works for the mixing. It's a really good looking little model. I'm impressed with just how good it looks. And but the CG has to be right, because there is nowhere else to put the battery. There is no wiggle room. You do get extra extensions for your lead, for your little servo leads, if you want to do diverse differential thrust. You can do that, but this small of a plane with those motors that close together, I don't know how effective differential thrust would be. If they were further out, they'd be a lot more effective. Now these little skirts here, they easily can be, if there's a little nub there, if you pop that back on there, then they'll stay in place. Otherwise, they're going to kind of float around on you. And I have no idea how to get this one to stay stationary. To be honest, it just clips on. That's going to create a lot of drag. I'm more than likely will just pull it off. I mean, it's just barely clipped on there, but it looks good. So, well, there you go, China Hobby. China Hobby line, thank you for sending out the Horten 220 to me for review. We're going to hopefully have a good maiden today, along with another plane, and yeah, we'll take it out and have some fun. Good looking little paint. I was going to give it a clear coat, but I'm not too sure about EPP foam in that clear coat polyacrylic. I mean, I'm sure it'd be fine, but I just don't want to risk it. And it looks fine the way it is. Just understand you have no room at all in that battery. So, and I have one other battery that I can use in it, which is a Bolt Hobby King brand. It's their bolts. They're high voltage packs, and it's a 750 milliamp, and this one's a 650 milliamp. Now, with that being that real narrow, light little plane, I'm expecting a lot of bounce whenever it goes to land. So what I'm going to have to do is hold that landing off as long as possible and figure out where my stall is and hold that landing off as long as possible and then let her set down. The steering is very twitchy. I've got the steering down to, I think, 40% or 65% with 40% expo. So anyways, and sitting in the driveway, I tested the range. Just sitting there and a little breeze just blew it right over. I mean, it is so light. So I got my timer set for 3.5 minutes, but I'll be willing to bet that we'll probably get closer to 5 minutes as long as I stay out of the throttle. And I get the feeling that this little thing is going to float forever. Alrighty, well, this is me and my messy table here, and that is the Horten 220 from China Hobby line, with that new brand of, I don't know if that's going to be their in-house brand or what's the future to come, but if this thing flies as good as it looks and it's got tons of power, then we're in for a real treat. All right, well, thank you for watching. God bless y'all, and let's get out in the field and get you a maiden. Bye-bye. Well, hey, folks. All right, maiden time for the Aviation RC Horten 220. Horten HO 220, and from the China Hobby line sent this to me for review, and yeah, let's see, right, left, up, down, okay, and that's it. And then I got the steerable nose. Unusually calm for Fat Guy Flies RC, so I picked a good day to try the gear. Now, as far as I can tell, everyone who's flown this that I've seen videos, no one's using the gear, and so I guess I'll be the first. So, all right, definitely not a small plane. CG has to be right because there's only one place you can put the battery. Down. All right, 3.5 minutes, gonna fly in my high rates, which I think I've only got one rate anyways, and I've got that steering really reduced because it's so touchy. I think we'll just be fine right there. It already kind of sits up, but I want to treat it like any other plane and get on that center line, and let's okay. All right, here we go. Okay, China Hobby, CNHL, thank you for the Horten. Let's see what we got here. All right, I'm in AS3X, motor's on. Okay. All right. Got to ease into the throttle. Oh, sorry to put my butt in your face, but we're going to get it. She's very lightweight, very durable. So let me just All right, try this again.
Timer reset.
Nope.
EDFs are silent.
I can't hear anything you're saying. Well, broke the nose gear. Yep. Okay, well, that explains why everyone's... Okay, well. Well, now we know why everyone is only hand launching it only. So, but at least I gave it a shot, and it actually broke the that piece off that holds the front gear. But that is an easy fix. I guess I'm going to just hold it by the fin back here and gonna put it in safe. This particular version, this particular AR630 is an old one, which was before they did the launch assist, so I haven't updated it. But so I'm just gonna launch it in safe, and we shall see. We shall see. All right, and it's safe. Motor's on. And make sure everything's working right. Should be. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, everything's working right. Right, left, up, down, right, left. Okay. Not really a good place to hand launch this. So, only thing I can do is just launch it into the wind. Okay. Nope. More power needed. All right.
AS3X mode.
Flies great. Definitely needs a lot of up elevator.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
All right. Yeah, well, no, that's twin 30 millimeters. That sounds about right for them. All right, I'm only less than half throttle right now. All right, gonna take it up now. Well, you can get up and glide and really extend that. I did do differential thrust, but I've only got it like 40%, so it's not very effective right now. All right, power's off. This is gliding. All right, let's pick up the pace a little bit.
remaining 2 minutes.
Oh yeah. What a fun little plane. All right. Bring it in for a landing. Looks like a little speck on the screen, I'm sure. All right, I want to land it in the grass. All right.
EDFs are silent.
Okay. Didn't need a lot of up elevator right off the bat. Well, anyways, I probably could fly it some more. I know I got plenty of battery still left, but I'm just kind of skittish. Now I got that one good flight in, landed it right there. I just don't feel confident in my abilities. I'm not that good at hand launching things, especially not a wing like this, not without launch assist. So I'm just spoiled basically. So we're going to end it right there. Let me show you my race. Still it flies great. Once you get her in the air, man, she flies amazing. So right, left, up, down, right, left with nose gear steering. Let me show you my rates and everything. Kind of hard to do. Okay. Okay. Ailerons are 100% with 40% expo. And then elevator, well, I'm not trying to do this one hand, is 100% with 40% expo also. Now my AS3X settings, let me share that with you.
EDFs are silent.
Yeah, the EDFs are silent. Okay. The gains I just flew in, roll, pitch, and yaw, 20, 25. Well, 29 on yaw, but doesn't have yaw, but 20 and 25 on roll and pitch. Priority, both at 100 on roll and pitch. I don't do anything with heading. I don't have stop lock on this receiver because it's not updated. I want to update that receiver to include launch assist, and then we'll come back up. But I can tell you, you do need, if you look closely on your ailerons or the elevons, there's about 2 millimeters of up click of up elevator on either end, as you can kind of see that. And I highly suggest putting a launch assist safe mode type configuration to take off the first time. And once you get used to it, it probably won't be a problem. But at least half throttle or maybe 3/4 throttle, and just give her a nice forward chunk. So, well, there you go. Until I get more experience, I don't want to take her up again until I put that launch assist in there. But that's just me, folks. She's very durable, a lot more durable than I'm used to EPP foam. Apparently, they have greatly improved the EPP foam. And I would like to see more planes in this because it looks great and it's extremely durable. And China Hobby, thank you for sending us out for review. I'm sorry I don't have the cojones to keep flying it. I want to get some more practice so I can get a little better presentation. All right, God bless y'all. Jesus is Lord. And don't forget, folks, faith, family, and friends. And then Horten German fighters. Bye-bye.